Coming up on tonight's UAP News Show.
It's speeding, it's brightening, it's turning. The Three-Eye Atlas mystery deepens.
Mars exclusive, Age of Disclosure hits prime time.
And Varginha Reloaded, Moment of Contact 2.0.
Hey there, beautiful souls. It's your girl, Allie. We are back at it again for another episode of UAP Society's News Show. I am stoked to get started, so without further ado, Justin, say hey.
Greetings, cosmic enthusiasts. It's Justin here. Let's dive right in.
Up first, it's speeding, it's brightening, it's turning. The Three-Eye Atlas mystery deepens. All right, everyone, buckle up because tonight we're diving way deeper into the Three-Eye Atlas mystery. Every day, like almost by the second, almost feels like for me anyways, this story gets weirder, like a cosmic snowball rolling downhill, collecting more and more intrigue as it goes. Fresh intel drops daily, and this episode unpacks 3 mind benders. Bizarre non-gravitational acceleration hinting at hidden forces, dramatic brightening that's lit up telescopes worldwide, and now reports suggest it's even changing course. And it has a second tail. That just came out this morning. We'll spotlight Harvard Avi Loeb, the trailblazing astrophysicist decoding these anomalies as potential signs of extraterrestrial tech. Plus, the heat's on NASA Administrator Sean Duffy as Rep. Anna Paulina Luna, and yes, even Kim Kardashian, are firing off, pointing questions on X, demanding transparency on the snowballing saga. Is Three-Eye Atlas a rogue comet, an alien probe, or something we can't even fathom? Let's dive in.
To kick this story off, let's roll an eye-opening NBC News clip called Three-Eye Atlas Shows Signs of Non-Gravitational Acceleration, where Avi Loeb will spill the tea straight from the data trenches, proving this visitor's got moves no mere rock should pull off.
In the meantime, the hype is in overdrive, with headlines jumping straight to conclusions. Alien ship uses engine? I mean, we're not there yet. But before we jump to any of those conclusions, let's go straight to the source on everything interstellar travel. That is Harvard's Professor Avi Loeb, back again to help us break some of this down. Professor, always great to see you. So you were hinting at a little bit of this the last time we talked. Now, non-gravitational acceleration, like how much acceleration are we talking here?
Well, thanks for having me. It was data from the ALMA observatory, which is a millimeter wave set of sensors that presumably detected the Three-Eye Atlas as it approached perihelion, closest approach to the sun. And what it discovered is a deviation by 4 arc seconds in right ascension from the expected path. And that's very significant, statistically significant. I calculated, given the level of acceleration that they inferred that was reported on the Jet Propulsion Lab website for Three-Eye Atlas, that corresponds to evaporation of about a sixth of the mass of the object to give it that kind of a boost as a result of recoil. It's a very significant fraction of the mass of the object. And I calculated it based on momentum conservation. The material flowing away from the object in one direction gives it a kick in the opposite direction. There is no way out of that. And under relatively conservative assumptions about the escape speed of the molecules or dust particles from the object, one gets that a substantial fraction of the mass of the object had to be evaporated. So that means that if it's a comet, a natural comet, it should be surrounded by a cloud of gas that carries 5 billion tons or more. And the object itself was losing a significant fraction of its mass. So that means when we look at the Three-Eye Atlas after it goes out of hiding behind the sun, and that should happen within a week or two. If it's a natural comet, we should really see a very bright, massive cloud of gas, and perhaps even a cometary tail that is extremely bright around it. If we don't see that, the question is what propelled it? And there is no way out. One way or another, we should figure out the nature of the object. If it evaporated, if 20% or so of the mass of the object got evaporated by sunlight, then we will know its nature, because that's a substantial portion of the mass that the object was made of to start with. And we can figure out what composition that material has.
20% is such a large number, and yet it makes me think of the last time we saw something like this, Oumuamua, which you studied so closely. All of it is wild. And yet the most frustrating part, when are we going to see images? What's the latest with your quest to try to get some of the images released that NASA already has? It may not be public because of the government shutdown. And when are we going to see land-based, like Earth-based observations? Because I know that's right around the corner, right?
Right. The high-rise camera on board the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter took images of 3I Atlas when it came closest to Mars. That was the 2nd and the 3rd of October, more than a month ago. And I tried to reach out to the principal investigator of that camera. I didn't get a response. And I corresponded with Representative Anna Paulina Luna, who brilliantly decided to send a letter to the acting administrator of NASA, Sean Duffy. She sent it on October 31st. We haven't heard back from him. However, he immediately responded to a tweet from Kim Kardashian, who asked, what is the tea about 3I Atlas? And he responded to her. And my complaint is that in terms of priorities, he should respond quicker to a letter from Congress or to a scientist who really wants to analyze that data. And unfortunately, we didn't hear back. So as of now, the claim is that this is a result of government shutdown. I think it's inappropriate to withhold the scientific information from the community because we are planning future observations based on what we know about 3I Atlas.
No, we will continue to push for answers. Hopefully, Kim Kardashian will continue to push for answers, and hopefully you'll get your answers sometime soon. Professor Avi Loeb, thank you so very much.
And in case you're wondering what Avi Loeb was talking about at the end of that clip regarding Kim Kardashian, Anna Paulina Luna, and Sean Duffy, let's take a detour into those deets. This whole thing starts off on the October 30th episode of The Kardashians, where Kim drops her bombshell skepticism about the 1969 moon landing actually occurring, while nudging her All's Fair co-star Sarah Paulson to question it too. So let's take a look at that for ourselves.
On the latest episode of The Kardashians.
For the record, do you think that we didn't walk on the moon?
I don't think we did. I think it was fake.
Kim Kardashian diving deeper into her theories while speaking with actress Sarah Paulson.
Sending you, so far, 1 million interviews with both Buzz Aldrin and the other one.
Do it.
This girl says, what was the scariest moment? And he goes, there was no scary moment because it didn't happen. It could have been scary, but it wasn't because it didn't happen.
Kardashian now pushing a 50-year-old conspiracy theory, and NASA is not having it. Acting Administrator Sean Duffy firing out a quick response on X. Yes, Kim Kardashian, we've been to the moon before 6 times.
If we had actually faked the moon landing, the Soviet Union would have called us out on it.
Eileen Collins was the first female space shuttle commander.
Having risked their lives to do something that important and then have someone say it didn't happen, I can understand why many of them would be upset about that.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Buzz Aldrin, the second person to walk on the moon just after Neil Armstrong, is no stranger to being bombarded by these conspiracy theories. In fact, in 2002, Aldrin, while outside a Beverly Hills hotel, was confronted by filmmaker Bart Sibrel, who asked him to swear on a Bible that the moon landing was real or admit it was a hoax. Aldrin's reaction? Caught on camera. A punch to the face. LAPD never prosecuted Aldrin, saying it was provoked. The Buzz Aldrin clip Kardashian is using as her evidence went viral a couple of years ago and was quickly debunked. It was taken out of context from a 2015 interview. Kardashian falsely saying,
There's no gravity on the moon. Why is the flag blowing?
It's waving because they're shaking it. You can watch them.
Scientists point to more recent satellite images capturing the remnants of the Apollo mission.
To fake that requires such a high level of sophistication of computer-generated imagery and special effects. We actually weren't capable of faking that film-wise.
We asked Kim Kardashian for comment, but have not yet heard back. NASA's Sean Duffy, though, offering a dose of reality and inviting her to watch the next moon launch with her own eyes. For today, Stephen Romo, NBC News, New York.
The problem is these types of conspiracy theories are only going to get worse now. The way that you can clip things online, the use of AI is
Kim Kardashian has 350 million followers. That information just got shared with a lot of different people there. I love that she says Buzz Aldrin, the other guy being Neil Armstrong, the first to ever walk on the moon.
So in response to this, acting NASA Administrator Sean Duffy took to X saying this: "Yes, Kim Kardashian, we've been to the moon before, 6 times. And even better, NASA Artemis is going back under the leadership of POTUS. We won the last space race and we will win this one too." To which Kim took the opportunity to reply with this question: "Wait, what's the T on 3I Atlas?" To which Sean Duffy replies, "Great question. NASA's observations show that this is the 3rd interstellar comet to pass through our solar system. No aliens, no threat to life here on Earth. 3 equals the 3rd, I equals interstellar, meaning from beyond our solar system, and Atlas means discovered by our asteroid terrestrial impact last alert system. We love your excitement about our Artemis mission to the moon. You're officially invited to launch at Kennedy Space Center." So, I mean, it's cool he's talking to her. I feel like he explained it to her like she was a 3rd grader, but like maybe that's what she needed. And then he gave her a personal invitation to the Kennedy Space Center to see a launch for herself. So, I mean, that was awesome. Now, I guess Avi saw that Duffy was replying to Kim and clapped back with something kind of spicy. A tweet from Lal Senel says, "Avi Loeb is inviting Kim Kardashian to contact him about 3I Atlas. Quote, Kim, don't hesitate to contact me. I'll give you much more information than you've gotten from the acting administrator of NASA so far." End quote. Avi's like, don't mess with that dude. Come over this way. Right. Let's hear that for ourselves.
Okay, maybe we should ask Kim Kardashian to, maybe she can ask for the photo.
Well, I will be delighted to tell Kim Kardashian all the details about 3I Atlas and explain to her why science is so valuable, and maybe she will become a scientist. I would love to engage her in my research. So here is an official statement. Kim, don't hesitate to contact me. I'll give you much more information than you got from the acting administrator of NASA so far.
Now, in the midst of all this back and forth between Sean Duffy and Kim Kardashian, Representative Anna Paulina decided to hop on the bandwagon and try to get some 3I Atlas answers for herself. Taking to Twitter, she says, "Sean Duffy, can you please see letter below? We would like to see images of 3I Atlas." And I guess Duffy did get back to her because 2 days later, she followed up with this post saying, "Just had a good conversation with NASA regarding 3I Atlas. As soon as the government reopens, they'll be releasing images and data. Unfortunately, due to bureaucratic reasons, they cannot until then. Dr. Avi Loeb was correct in his early analysis of the abnormal tail. NASA has also noted this. I'm sure this will be one of many interstellar objects that we will be able to track now that the technology has advanced."
But Kim K, Anna Paulina Luna, and Avi Loeb aren't the only ones talking about this. A tweet from 3I Atlas whistleblower reads, "3I Atlas, Elon knows something. Joe Rogan discusses 3I Atlas with Elon Musk. Elon knows something he can't just say publicly. Quote, are you paying attention to 3I Atlas? End quote. Let's take a look."
Are you paying attention at all to 3I Atlas? Are you watching
the comet?
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I can say is, like, look, if I was aware of any evidence of aliens, Joe, you have my word. I will come on your show, and I will reveal it on the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, it's a pretty good deal.
I believe you. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
I'll stick to, I keep my promises. So,
all right.
Yeah.
I'll hold you to that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm never committing suicide, to be clear.
I don't think you would either.
On camera, guys, I am never committing suicide ever.
If someone says you committed suicide, I will fight tooth and nail.
Thank you.
I will fight tooth and nail. I will not believe it. I will not believe it. The thing about the 3I Atlas is
that's
it's
a hell of a
weird.
name, actually.
Yeah, it's a third.
It sounds like Third Eye or something.
Yeah, it does. 3I is a third. It's only the 3rd interstellar object that's detected.
Okay.
Yeah, Avi Loeb.
Third Eye Atlas.
Yeah, Avi Loeb was on the podcast a couple days ago talking about it.
Yeah, it could be aliens. I don't know, but
apparently today they're saying that it's changed course. Did you see that, Jamie? Avi Loeb said something today. I'll send it to you. So this is Avi Loeb. A few hours ago, the first hint of non-gravitational acceleration, that something other than gravity is affecting its acceleration, meaning something is affecting its trajectory beyond gravity, was indicated. Interesting. Dun, dun, dun. So it's mostly nickel, very little iron, which he was saying is on Earth, it only exists in alloys. But whatever, you're dealing with another planet.
There are cases where there's very nickel-rich asteroids, meteorites that have it
for something from space.
Yeah, it's only it doesn't mean it'll be a very sort of heavy spaceship if you make it all out of nickel.
Oh yeah, and fucking huge, the size of Manhattan, and all nickel. That's kind of nuts.
Yeah.
So what I want to know is, why did he feel the need to say that he was never going to commit suicide if he didn't know some kind of information?
I mean,
you get my drift.
Yeah, I feel like the only reason why he would say something like that is because if he did go on Joe Rogan and said, yeah, aliens are real, I've seen X, Y, and Z, I've met whoever, and then all of a sudden he disappears, he wants it known that he would never commit suicide. So I guess in the event that he does disclose something and he goes gone, then he wants us to know he would
but
take himself out.
He very specifically says that he does not have information of aliens, and if he ever did, he would come on the show and reveal it. Basically, saying that he doesn't know of any extraterrestrial intelligence. But then he follows it up with the need to say, I'm never committing suicide.
Hey, look, I don't know. I can't speak for Elon.
Well, to me, that means that he does know, and he's willing to spill the tea somewhat. And the people that know that he knows, they might take him out.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That's what I got from watching that clip.
The past track record of how things have been handled when it comes to people coming forward and saying these kinds of things. But I don't know. I can't speak for Elon. He seemed like he thought it was really funny that it was called 3i. I feel like he was making another joke besides the third eye joke, but anyways, that might just be my gutter brain. Anyways, moving on. So this whole 3i Atlas thing is very, very interesting. Like I said, this morning it came out that now it has 2 tails.
7.
What?
Yeah, Angry Astronaut. I think just last night put a video out that showed 7 different plumes coming off of this thing.
Like I said, okay, well that's news to me. That is super news to me. I also read something about that the comet that was in between us and 3i Atlas has since disappeared. They don't know what happened to that. There was another one.
Vanished.
Yeah, it just poof, gone. Don't know what happened to it.
That was super weird too.
That's super weird too. So yeah, there's a lot of things going on. I think it's really, really funny that we have this whole Anna Paulina Luna and Kim K fighting for Sean Duffy's attention on Twitter thing, and then Avi Loeb saying, "Hey, don't mess with them, girls. Come over this way. I'll tell you more." I just think it's kind of funny. But didn't you want to say something about Sean Duffy? Go for it.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, or maybe you do know, Sean Duffy is just the acting administrator. He was not confirmed. He was not selected to be NASA's administrator. He's just kind of filling in until somebody gets selected. And somebody was selected. Jared Isaacman. He was selected to be the next NASA administrator. But then Trump withdrew the nomination on him because he found out that he leaned Democrat. So Trump withdrew the nomination, but that was a month ago or a couple months ago, and now he has since nominated him to be the next NASA administrator. So with everybody willing, as soon as the government shutdown is over, hopefully they'll be able to confirm him. The Senate will be able to have the interviews and confirm him as the next NASA administrator.
So he's supposed to take office or take his
He will take over as soon as they confirm him. He will.
Okay, but does Duffy have a deadline for when he's supposed to be out?
No. As soon as he is confirmed, whenever that is, normally it's 3 or 4 week process. And as soon as the Senate confirms him, then he will be the next NASA administrator. And Sean Duffy won't even be in charge of NASA anymore.
Well, that's another interesting point to consider.
I am so looking forward to that.
Okay,
because Jared Isaacman is somebody he's been to space numerous times. He's a billionaire already, so he's not doing this for money. He is a phenomenal person, I think, to lead NASA, and I think this is probably the best choice that President Trump could have made.
Okay, well, that's good. Glass half full kind of theory, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay, this 3i Atlas thing is still going. It's ongoing. It's daily, almost minute by the minute, like I said earlier. So yeah, very interesting. But as the dust settles on tonight's cosmic whirlwind, the 3i Atlas saga stands as a tantalizing testament to the unknown. This third interstellar visitor isn't just passing through. It's accelerating beyond gravity's grip, flaring brighter than a supernova spotlight, and veering off script in ways that scream not your average space rock. From Avi Loeb's razor-sharp techno-signature theories to the surreal X showdown where Anna Paulina Luna and Kim Kardashian tag team NASA chief Sean Duffy for answers, the buzz has ballooned from telescope feeds to tabloid frenzy, blending hard science with disclosure drama. Is this the snowball that finally avalanches us into contact, or a natural glitch in the galactic matrix? We've unpacked the headlines, the data, and the heat. Now it's your turn to weigh in. What do you think is driving this mysterious acceleration? Natural forces or something else? Why do you think public figures like Kim Kardashian and Congress members are suddenly engaging NASA about this? And could 3i Atlas be the event that forces mainstream science to take UAP phenomenon more seriously? Let us know in the comment section below. Bill Maher's exclusive Age of Disclosure hits primetime. In this next story, we're turbocharging the truth train with the Age of Disclosure, the jaw-dropping documentary that's ripping the veil off government UFO secrets and hurtling us towards revelation. Picture this. Late-night legend Bill Maher welcomes producer Dan Farah onto his show, unleashing this interstellar expose to millions. Raw interviews, classified leaks, and paradigm-shattering evidence that's got the mainstream quaking. We've got an electric clip from The Good Trouble Show with Matt Ford breaking down the film's seismic impact, a scorching tweet from insider Lou Elizondo himself, who stars in the flick, dropping truth nuggets that'll fry your circuits, and grounded gems from UFO sage Dan Cleary to sift the signal from the static. Is this the seismic catalyst that finally catapults us into open contact? Let's find out.
A tweet from The Good Trouble Show with Matt Ford says, Bill Maher is talking UFOs, flying saucers, UAP, and government cover-ups on national TV. Props to Bill Maher for giving the UAP topic real airtime, and to Dan Farah for tracking it head-on in Age of Disclosure. And this man tagged everybody. I've never seen that many tags on a tweet in my life.
No, me neither, dude. I was looking at the tags, and I'm like, oh, wow, that's a lot, because it said like a bunch, and then it said show more. There was like one thing. But then there was like 30 more of those super. He tagged like every congressperson, every senator. I mean, good for you, Matt Ford. That's the way to get people's eyes on it. I had just never in my life scrolled that long through a section of tags on a tweet. I was like, what is happening here?
All right, so let's take a look at that clip of this exclusive interview.
Hey, folks, welcome to The Good Trouble Show. I'm Matt Ford. You're never going to guess what the hot topic was on HBO's Real Time with Bill Maher.
No, I'm old enough to remember when we talked about UFOs, or what do we call them now?
UAP.
UAP. I don't know why we had to make the change.
Unidentified anomalous phenomena.
I thought it was aerial. No, unidentified anomalous phenomenon.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, they're flying saucers.
That was Bill with Dan Farah, the director of the upcoming documentary Age of Disclosure, which is about, you guessed it, UFOs, UAPs, flying saucers, whatever the hell you want to call them, take your pick.
And, you know, things have changed a lot. I mean, again, I'm old enough to remember when it was just the kooks who thought about this. And I just want to say, I think if you don't think this is happening now, I'm not sure who the kook is.
No, Bill, you're not a kook. You're just saying out loud what hundreds, if not thousands, of pilots, Pentagon officials, and intelligence officers have been whispering for decades. Reports of these anomalous objects in our oceans and skies have, well, skyrocketed. But this isn't your grandmother's 1950s saucer craze. This time, the witnesses carry some of the nation's highest security clearances.
Government officials have started to acknowledge that this is a real situation.
Yeah.
And it's not a laughing matter. It's serious, and it's an issue that should become a serious national conversation.
And there's also the theory I saw in your movie that possibly when these crashes take place, they're doing it on purpose so that we'll be able to absorb their technology, that we have found their spacecraft, possibly, and we will reverse engineer it so we could learn. Can you think of anything we actually may have learned from an alien crash?
Like there's a lot of speculation on what sort of technology that we've benefited from has come out of these situations.
Tang.
But one of the really serious reveals in the film is that intelligence officials in our government and elected officials in our government have uncovered the fact that there is a deeply hidden UAP crash retrieval program, and they've been reverse engineering UAP. And there is, in fact, a program at adversarial nations as well. And so there's this essentially high-stakes secret Cold War race playing out right now to reverse engineer this technology. Some of the interview subjects in my film refer to it as the Manhattan Project on steroids because the stakes are so high, but the public has no idea. So, one of the things I hope comes out of this film is the public becoming aware of this situation, because these circumstances impact us all. But we all, for the most part, think it's not a serious issue. We think it's a joke, laugh at it.
I don't think it's a joke. I just don't, it does not seem to me like they have evil intent, at least not for now. And, given the state of humanity, I don't know if anybody could really do worse.
I mean, would you, if you were an advanced non-human intelligent species, would you want us showing up on your front lawn?
Let's just leave that for next time. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
The fact that non-human intelligence has been here interacting with us is a conversation we need to have. But the other conversation we need to have is this: how far our own government has gone to keep this dirty little secret from Congress and the American people.
I think they've gone very far, and I think they've gone too far. That's the easy way for me to answer that last little question Matt posed at the end there.
Absolutely.
The government has been doing some shady shit for a long time, and I mean, lives have been lost in the process. I mean, it's just wild. It's despicable. There's a lot of words I can put in here right now.
So it's been said that the most recent person that was unalived was the guy that basically blew up the Cybertruck in front of the Trump Tower in Las Vegas.
What?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
You didn't see that?
I saw the Cybertruck explode, but what did you just say about how does it?
So he was a special forces operator who said that NHI is real. They're here. We've had interactions, and he had a manifesto. And he basically supposedly he blew the truck up on himself.
Wow. I mean, that's wild. But the film seems to be good. I'm glad to see it being spoken about on Bill Maher. I mean, he had that on an HBO special. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to use that on YouTube without them flagging it, but we'll find out. And then, so Bill Maher's platform is huge. I mean, look at Kim Kardashian has 350 million followers, and here she is talking about 3i Atlas and the stuff that's going on. Now we got somebody like Bill Maher with all of his millions of followers talking about the stuff that's going on. So it's like, I'm just glad that these conversations are leaking and seeping their ways into all these other platforms with people with millions of viewers.
Yeah, me too. I mean, that's how we make progress on a topic, is we talk about it.
Right.
When the topic is stigmatized to the point to where people don't even want to hear the word UFO, I mean, that's a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a problem. And the only way to get past that problem is to talk about it and have serious discussions about what could potentially be what's going on. And I think this is, and I've said this before, I think this is the most interesting, most important question humanity could ever ask. Are we alone in the universe?
Sure.
And I think statistically, the evidence points to, no, we are not alone.
There you have it. And to hear from someone that appears in this film, a tweet from Lou Elizondo says, I am pleased that finally, after several years of very hard work, you will all get a chance to see the fruits of our efforts. I am proud to have been a part of the monumental endeavor, and I look forward to the Age of Disclosure being a milestone in the disclosure process. Everyone worked very hard behind the scenes and risked much in order for this film to be realized. Senior leaders, politicians, and policymakers put real skin in the game, as they say, and I'm grateful to everyone who participated or facilitated this lifetime worth of effort. See you in a few weeks.
To those who might feel this film's revelations echo familiar ground, wondering if there's truly fresh revelations to be had, let's explore this balanced perspective from Dan Cleary that says, Age of Disclosure is not about getting new info for the already existing UFO community. This movie is about getting the general public and people in the middle to realize this is a serious issue for the U.S. government and other governments around the world. It's not for us. And by us, I believe he means like people like you and me.
Yeah, in the UFO community,
Right.
with our fingers on the pulse at all times, right?
Exactly. Basically, anybody that has been in the UFO arena for the last couple of years, I think this is really for just the mainstream public who haven't seen this information before.
Right, and that basically echoes our sentiments that we just said a moment ago, which is that this is for the normies. Like, this is for the people that are not in this conversation all the time. And for people like, you know, Kim Kardashian all of a sudden to be talking about this. Like, how many people do you think Kim Kardashian got to start thinking about 3i Atlas and wondering about the comet in our solar system, and then what it all means, and talking about aliens? I mean, it just snowballs from there. So, I mean, it's just awesome. I'm here for it. Thank you, Dan, for that perspective, because there are people that love to freaking complain, and there's a lot of people in the UFO community that are going to be like, oh, there's nothing new. That's not the point. That's not the point. The point is to get the information out, make it consumable for lots of different people, get the conversation started in places and spaces that wasn't happening in before, and normalize it. And the stigma. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
And speaking of getting the conversation going in directions that it hasn't gone before, recently I saw on X, Chris Bledsoe posted pictures with Kesha and Sammy Hagar.
The first thing that you try to post, you find the light, and then you make a kind of bitchy face. That's not very bitchy, you guys.
Are we videoing? Were we videoing?
Yeah.
And then who's the other one?
Wasn't it Major?
Margot Robbie was on there.
Yep. Shout out. Yep.
So Chris is definitely making the rounds, and he's getting people on board that do have big followings.
Right.
So I feel like, the conversation is going to be progressing.
Yeah. And I don't know. I'm not saying they haven't, but I'm just saying I don't, like, if they have, I don't know. I don't know of Kesha having an experience, and I don't know of Margot having an experience, but I know for sure that Sammy Hagar has both talked about seeing a UFO and being abducted. So he's got experiences of his own, and now he's doing sky watching events with Chris Bledsoe. So again, it's just another way for this conversation to reach, for the tendrils to go into. Yeah, exactly. All righty. As the credits roll on tonight's Disclosure Deep Dive, the Age of Disclosure emerges as a cinematic lightning rod, fusing whistleblower testimonies, declassified docs, and paradigm-piercing interviews into a narrative that's not just watching history unfold, it's igniting it. Bill Maher's powerhouse platform catapults producer Dan Farah's vision to millions, amplifying Lou Elizondo's on-screen fire, echoed from his razor-sharp tweet, and the raw breakdowns from The Good Trouble Show with Matt Ford, all sharpened up by Dan Cleary's no-nonsense UFO expertise. This isn't mere entertainment, it's the spark in a powder keg of transparency, urging us to question if we are on the cusp of humanity's greatest reveal or just another loop in the cover-up carousel. We've sifted the spectacle and substance, and now your voice, we need it to steer the stars. If Bill Maher's audience gets hooked on this documentary, who's the next big celebrity you want to see take a deep dive into the disclosure arena? If Age of Disclosure sparks a movement, what's your first move going to be? And what's the one bombshell from this film that screams game changer to you? Quote it in the comments section below. And don't forget to join the Lato Files Discord server and share your thoughts with the community there. An invite link can be found in the video description box below, along with all of the other sources we use in the show in the order that they appear, so make sure to check that out.
Up next, Varginha Reloaded, Moment of Contact 2.0.
Cosmic cinephiles gear up for a revelation that's rewriting UFO history right before our eyes. Acclaimed director James Fox, the mastermind behind the phenomenon and the program, is supercharging his 2022 powerhouse Moment of Contact with a director's cut that's pure extraterrestrial dynamite. Dropping December 2025 as Moment of Contact: New Revelations of Alien Encounters, this expanded epic dives headlong into Brazil's infamous 1996 Varginha incident, a tale of crashed craft, spotted being, and a military veil of secrecy that's haunted headlines for decades. Fox pumps in 50 minutes of never-seen-before footage, spotlighting jaw-dropping first-hand testimonies he calls, quote, the most incredible I've ever heard, end quote, from fresh eyewitness chats with locals and military insiders to an exclusive bombshell, a doctor's riveting account of face-to-face examination of a live, recovered alien entity. I will say that again. This man has had face-to-face contact and telepathic communication with a live alien. Is this the footage that finally shatters the ceiling on one of the world's most credible close encounters? Dive in with us to explore the expanded evidence and its extraterrestrial echoes, where Varginha's legendary landing isn't just frozen in time, but fueling our leap forward towards interstellar understanding.
Wow. That's amazing right there. If true, that is game-changing video.
Yeah, agreed.
To kick us off, a tweet from Roscoe Hart says, "Very excited to bring this James Fox story to Reality Check fans exclusively. We interviewed James about his extraordinary new Varginha, Brazil evidence. A senior hospital neurosurgeon describes his face-to-face contact with live alien and telepathic communication." To which James Fox replied, "We are one huge step closer from exposing what I believe to be the biggest story of a UFO crash retrieval case in modern history. The account you are about to see is from the head neurosurgeon at Regional Hospital. The most extraordinary firsthand eyewitness testimony of communication with an alien in captivity ever told, and none of it is anonymous. He is revealing his full identity, and he still works there. Let's go."
And spoiler alert, he's willing to come to the US and testify. Just saying.
Wow.
Let's check it out.
Wow.
James, I'm very excited to bring you here to Reality Check. Welcome, sir. That's what I love about this, James, is you've been coming and going from this city now for years. And each time you go back, you get more layers of factual information that corroborate what you've originally uncovered.
Yes. So we also just interviewed the former chief of police of the area all around as a military base. And we've been trying to get him for years. And we would just show up at his house. We just kept doing it year after year after year. And we finally got him a couple months ago. And the military officer, Marco Cheriz, who died a couple weeks after allegedly handling this creature, he dies. Well, the people that did the autopsy is IPD, two forensic pathologists, Dr. Giannini and Dr. Armando, both went on the record for the first time for us on camera just recently and said, I did the autopsy. The guy that did the tissue samples, Dr. Giannini, who founded the company, he said, I've never seen bacteria behave in the way that bacteria behaved. It's never before and never since. Now, for the first time ever, we have firsthand eyewitness testimony from the lead neurosurgeon still at the hospital who describes face-to-face contact with the live alien for 4 minutes. It's incredible.
At this point, James, with your permission, we're going to roll the little sizzle grab you've given us from Dr. Italo Venturelli. Here's Dr. Italo.
Meu nome é Ítalo Venturelli, estudei em São Paulo, fiz neurologia, neurocirurgia, fiz mais de 5.000 cirurgias. Só queria deixar essa mensagem que eu realmente vi. No dia fui ver como se eu tivesse ido ver um paciente, e não era um paciente, realmente era um alien, claramente um alien. O crânio era em forma de gota, os olhos em forma de gota. Eu fui ver um paciente, achando que era um humano. E eu vi ali um ser maravilhoso de um mundo que eu não conheço. Me pergunto se estava sofrendo, ele não estava sofrendo, se ele estava entendendo, ele estava entendendo. Muito calmo, muito tranquilo, olhou para mim como se entendesse tudo que eu estava pensando. Eu acho bacana conversar isso, explicar para as pessoas que existem muito mais coisas do que a gente imagina. Para mim foi muito importante ver, porque eu vi a imensidão que tem esse universo, né? Não somos só nós aqui, nesse mundo tão maravilhoso, mas deve existir muitos outros, e aquele ser que estava ali é prova disso.
Dr. Italo himself had a heart attack just a few months ago, and he's in the ICU, staring at the ceiling, thinking that he was going to die, and he thought, I can't believe I'm taking this to the grave. This is not right. If I survive this, I'm going public. And then, yep. And so he said, I'm doing this for my grandchildren, and I don't care what the consequences are. I don't care. That's what he said.
That is such a raw act of courage. Those are the kind of whistleblowers we need, James. And full credit to you full credit to you for persuading him to speak to you about it. I just take my hat off to witnesses like Dr. Italo Venturelli for having the courage to come forward.
He said to me, he goes, James, I don't care the consequences. The world needs to know this happened. This being that I encountered communicated with me telepathically. It was a highly advanced intelligence, way more than anything he's ever seen here on Earth. He called it almost like an angel. And it was, despite the fact that it was it sends chills. Like, despite the fact that it was in captivity, it had control of the room. So I asked him, like, how long did you spend with this creature? You know, I always want to, I want to experience the witnesses. I want so badly to be there in the room with them and know every detail. So just put me in that room with what did it feel like, you know? And I get all those little just details. I want to hear it all. And he said after about 4 minutes, he stepped out to do something, and the military burst in, I think exactly what he said, burst in, and took the being and threatened everyone with secrecy, and then left.
So the being's still alive at that point?
Yes, the being was alive, and the military grabbed it and left. But I don't know. And then, of course, we have the flight control officer who said that the USAF, which is the United States Air Force flight, came in, and it didn't have authorization from the Brazilian government to land. And a higher level government official, Brazilian, walked in and said, let the plane land.
Your witness told you that US military helicopters were part of that deployment. Is that correct?
Multiple military witnesses, multiple people. Yes. And even the chief of police described those helicopters just recently.
Can I ask you this? This is what I never understand. Why on earth would the Brazilian government have allowed an American retrieval team to fly in and take away what is probably the first definitive evidence of a non-human intelligence?
You know, I asked that very question to, I don't know if I should use his name. It's a name that you're familiar with. And he said, because they can.
Really? Yeah.
That's what he said. Yeah, we can do whatever we want.
And they did.
Wow.
They showed up unannounced, no permission, just U.S. Air Force shows up, takes the alien, which they just said it was alive when it was taken. I'm sure they took all of the materials. I know that they threatened everybody that saw it to shut their mouths because they didn't see anything. I know that they took all the documentation from the hospital, the x-rays, anybody that was handling and even like just the x-ray handler got spoken to from the military. And they took everything. They just showed up, took everything, including the live alien being, and then bounced. But this is not real.
Yeah.
But this is not real.
So the new information is we have the neurosurgeon going on camera for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's crazy, or not crazy, but so he had a heart attack.
Yep. Was about to die. Yeah.
And he said he can't take this to his grave, and now he's coming out and speaking about it.
Yep.
So I wonder how many more people there are that are keeping, their own personal experience like this secret.
You mean like in general?
In general, yeah.
Oh, okay.
People in the military who've had contact with these beings or non-human intelligences. I mean, the movie or the documentary Age of Disclosure is coming out soon.
Yep.
And there's 38 government insiders in there on that documentary saying that the non-human intelligence is real and it's here. I mean, it's in my mind, it's definitely true.
Yeah, and it's not just the neurosurgeon that he has new testimony from in this film. It's also the chief of police. So somebody who was in charge of a lot of stuff at that time, a lot of people at that time. And there was a military officer, and forgive me at the moment, I can't remember his name, but basically he had physical contact with the alien being and then got sick and basically died. And then there were two pathologists that ended up doing the autopsy on this guy. And they ended up saying that they've never seen bacteria behave like that they basically threw everything, including the kitchen sink and the Bible, at this bacteria, and nothing worked. The guy died. So police, two people that did an autopsy on somebody that died from this case, and another neurosurgeon doctor who had 4 minutes of contact with this being, telepathic communication in the same room, face to face. Wow.
I can't wait for this to come out.
Same.
I really can't.
Same. I mean, the first version of it blew my mind and opened so many doors for me, mentally speaking, in terms of like the things I would consider real in this arena. So it's like the reboot is just got to be amazing.
Now we're gonna have 50 minutes worth of never before seen footage. That's awesome. I always love watching documentaries from James.
Yeah, he does a phenomenal job.
He's an excellent director. He's made multiple documentaries, and I highly recommend you go check them out if you haven't.
Right.
But yeah, this is very interesting, and I can't wait for it to come out.
Same. And at this opportunity, I would like to take, or at this moment, I would like to take the opportunity to show you the trailer. And I feel the need to caveat and say, if for whatever reason the trailer has to be cut out, and you don't end up seeing it in like right after I'm done talking, it's because YouTube probably flagged it, and I'll probably just have to cut out this whole segment, so it doesn't even matter. But I would like to take this moment to show you the trailer.
So James, obviously your film's coming out. When will your film be coming out?
Later this year. We don't have an exact date, but we will soon. Later this year.
But essentially the 30th anniversary of the Varginha incident is in January next year, 2026.
Yes, the film will come out just before that.
Let's take a look at your trailer, which we're now going to show exclusively here on Reality Check.
Have you been exposed to undeniable confirmation of a non-human intelligence craft?
There is something out there, and we should know as the people what it is.
Do you believe that the federal government is knowingly concealing evidence about UAPs from the public?
100%.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
When you say crash retrieval, what do you mean? Non-human, exotic origin, vehicles that have either landed or crashed.
For the first time in history, the names of alleged companies and gatekeepers analyzing recovered alien technology are being exposed.
Are any of you willing to name specific individuals?
Dr. James Ryder at Lockheed, Glenn Gaffney, CIA.
For decades, we've heard allegations of the retrieval of objects of alien origin.
In 1933, some disc-shaped object crashed.
It was not anything from this earth.
A UFO crashed in Kingman.
Didn't drop out of the sky. It had to come in on an angle.
The feeling I had during the encounter was like no type of aircraft I've ever seen before.
I saw the evidence. It's a crash retrieval, there's a craft, and there's alien bodies.
But one of the most well-documented UFO crash retrieval cases involving live aliens took place in Varginha, Brazil.
There's a crashed vehicle.
Dois seres extraterrestres foram capturados, depois, posteriormente, foram levados para o hospital.
Meu nome é Carlos de Souza.
Meu nome é Cátia Xavier.
Meu nome é Liliane Silva.
Meu nome é Valquíria Silva.
Em 1996, eu vi uma criatura estranha.
Fui até o local quando o general de brigada falou para mim que era assunto de segurança nacional. Morre por aí, acabou.
Deu para ver nitidamente. Era charuto.
O negócio da defesa não nem estocar, porque vai deixar o sangue aqui na bala. Levaram para Campinas e Campinas levaram para os Estados Unidos.
Now, for the first time in history,
nunca vi caso assim.
We have the most compelling first-hand testimony.
Todo mundo surpreso. Sim, qualquer que isso sofreu uma punição muito severa.
Communication with a live alien in captivity.
Os olhos eram como se fosse uma gota de água.
How much time did he spend with the alien in the room?
3-4 dias.
Wow, James, that trailer is extraordinary.
As the echoes of Brazil's humid night in 1996 fade into sharper focus, James Fox's moment of contact, New Revelations, catapults the Varginha saga from whispered legends to unyielding spotlight. A director's cut premiering in December 2025, swollen with 50 minutes of seismic new footage that unearths voices long buried under military shadows. From the former chief of police's gritty lockdown logs to twin forensic pathologist's autopsy confessions and neurosurgeon Dr. Venturelli's pulse-pounding encounter with a live, gazing entity, this isn't rehashed, it's resurrection, blending raw testimonies with Fox's unflinching lens to challenge the crash cover-up narrative that's tantalized ufologists for nearly 3 decades. We've traversed the terror, the testimonies, and the threshold of truth. Now drop your cosmic verdicts below.
Whose testimony are you most excited to hear in this revamp of Moment of Contact? The former chief of police, the 2 autopsy forensic pathologists, or the lead neurosurgeon who had telepathic communication with the live alien being? Does this director's cut change your view on the 1996 crash? If so, how? Who are you most likely to watch this film with? I know who I'm watching it with.
Who?
Take a wild guess.
Some crazy lady, probably.
Yeah. So sound off in the comments and let us know. And before we close out the show, we'd like to take this opportunity to blast off with a stellar announcement. Our UAP Halloween giveaway raffle rocketed to a close, drawing in skywatchers and truth hunters alike eager for that chance at cosmic intel. A massive intergalactic high five to everyone who participated. Your entries amplified the disclosure vibe and kept the anomaly energy soaring. Shout out to our champ, Sharnar, who's already claimed her prize, a full year's subscription to Askapol UAPs from Capital Insider Matt Laszlo, her golden ticket to ping Congress on UAP, transparencies, and those elusive sky secrets. All thanks to an anonymous disclosure ally championing the cause. This win's more than material. It's Sharnar's front row seat to shape the combo on Capitol Hill. Congrats again, and may your insights beam far. Sad you didn't win? Don't cry. Dry your eyes, because that Halloween thrill wasn't the only trick up our sleeves. More raffles, epic collabs, and UAP-fueled giveaways are in the works and coming soon. So stay tuned and make sure you don't miss a beat.
And that concludes this week's UAP Society's UAP News Show. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. And while you're here, please do us a favor and smash that like button, click subscribe, ring our little notification bell, drop a lovely comment down below, and share this video with your family and friends to help us spread the good word. Let's raise the collective consciousness together in unity. Okay, baby. Much love, peace, and namaste.